Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Hi. All right, I sound good. Hi. I am also doing good. I am incredibly tired. So yesterday I did an all-day trip for school. A full 9 to 4. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. A day-long hike and survey at a place I won't specify. I got to sit amongst the plants. I got the opportunity to get my hands in the soil. I got to oh, talk to somebody who came to talk about uh you know their career in natural resources and like some sort of some cool resources to go and check out if we want a career in it, which I eventually do. Even if not full time, because I don't know if I can swing full time necessarily, but like I'd like to have something, and so maybe if I have summers free because there's nothing for my degree during summer, because sometimes that just sort of happens. uh then I can, have sort of a part-time summer job in the field that I love, which would be awesome, if I could swing it. uh, give a little bit extra windfall uh for like in case things get rough again, which they will. uh you know uh, get outside in an opportunity the opportunity to get outside when I don't have classes that sort of force me out of the house. Because naturally, I really like being in my house. I love being in my room. I like working on my fun little projects. But the thing is, I also love being outside in nature, touching the plants, seeing the bugs, getting roasted in the sun, that sort of stuff. It's a lot of fun. I've also wanted to start properly hiking again. So, like, looking for a summer job in natural resources. Oh, it could be fun. Uh, I might not have time this summer because I'm going into math because I need math for my degree. Mm, don't mind me, I just got water. Where was I? Well, one, I'm looking for the Outer Wilds music, and two, let's see. So, hopefully I can get like, just a part-time, I think. I live in a house with other people who also have incomes, and so I won't necessarily need to do full-time for a while. Haven't been to my therapist in a while because it's like $100 a visit, and I can't swing that money. But one of the things that they said was that getting a part-time job might be good for me. Um, like emotionally speaking, and so, I'm looking forward to it. Here's Outer Wilds. Also, I apologize once again. I'm tired. I was out and about walking, hiking, doing heavy brain work because I was doing a lot of surveying of plants. That was part of the job. Uh, and I went to bed bright and early yesterday, woke up at 5 in the morning, got the proper amount of sleep, so don't worry about me, but I did wake up at 5 in the morning. So, I have been up for a bit now, and I'm a bit tired. What I'm not tired about, because this would be a different kind of tired. Bam! What we're doing today is we're going to be working on like at least a basic layout of some level design for my clown game. Like at least level 1, maybe start doing the other levels. Is then once I get this sort of level design down, what that'll mean for me is that I will know what I need to design for. And so, I guess without further ado, I keep getting distracted by a little flash of movement, and it's my Twitch chat and OBS going from like, hey, remember to cheer, and remember to gift a subscription, and so I keep getting a little distracted by that. Now, while it would be cool if people were to do that, also adds in 5 minutes, while it would be awesome for people to do that, that is not necessarily a call to action. I'm just stating something off the top of my immense dome, my powerful Brian. Let me get my... Did I get rid of it? Man. Let's do charcoal pencil medium then, just cuz. We will get to you, but not right now. I also have this open for the power-ups so far. But here are... Here's what I'm looking to design on this page, right? Here is... it is going to be... I wanted this one, actually. I forgot to do something, and that is move it all the way to the corner. Level 1 design. Oh yeah, a big thing. I got complimented on my hair yesterday. I'm still riding that high. First, portion. 1/4 portion. Majority. Gotta add the dot there. Is the tide pools. Ending segment minority is start of help forest. You know what I realized I could do this whole time? I'm not getting rid of this, but one thing I could do the whole time, let me get obsidian. Obsidian, not comic ideas, clown platformer design documents. Yeah, I have been here the whole time, but here's what I can do, and it's very good. Have Obsidian open. Not design doc chart, basics. I'm gonna add a new one. I'm going to call it level design. New note within level design, because I accidentally made it a window. Level 1 design. And let me just no. Give me just a moment, and then I will make it visible. I didn't anticipate doing this because I'm very silly. Where's Critter Capiture? There we go. Awesome. Why are those layered like that? Obsidian should be below that, and obsidian should be below that. And then get me obsidian capture and give me you. Bam. There we go. Albiano, so level 1 design. Alright, so first section of the level will be the tide pools. Ending section of, I don't need to say the level, I could just say level. Of a level will be start of. Alright, the ads timer went down, but I don't know if ads are happening, so I'll just keep going until it tells me that ads are happening. And then I'll stop and just, yeah, because that's what I like to do when it tells me that ads happened, or are happening. Not sure how it is, it depends on the country as well, I'm just going off of what I know. Ending section of level will be start of Hell Forest. There we go. Tide pools. Tide pools will have oh, ads. Alright, it tells me ads are happening. Alright, very cool and awesome. Alright. So what I'm thinking of doing with the tide pools is have sections where it's mostly platforming with little bits of swimming, but without the ability to dive down yet. Sort of to help familiarize the player with like platforming and then swimming, and then they get the diving upgrade, the scuba gear, and then they have the ability to dive. But yesterday was very funny because sometimes people name plants in incredibly stupid ways, incredibly stupid, but also incredibly awesome and funny. Because what do you mean I was sitting on Stinky Bob? What do you mean I was sitting on Stinky Bob and I was close to Sticky Willy? What do you mean by this? But, you know, those are just the names of plants. Absolutely awesome. Both are invasive, by the way, to where I live. So, I don't need to worry about hurting the plants too much. Like, obviously, don't torture invasives. That's cruel and unusual. But also, with native plants, you have to be a lot more careful to not disturb them in a way that would allow invasives to come in and take over the environment and cause like an entire uh like cascading effect of bad. So I do want to be careful about that, but it was fine. Uh I didn't realize how sore I would be in my shoulders and my arms more so, because I had a backpack on all day that had my school stuff in it. And I was carrying a clipboard that with my with like my notebook and like my assignment packets plural because I pardon me for being tired. I did one for a class that I am not in because it was a joint class thing between two different teachers, like all day. Very cool and awesome. I know the teacher for that class because that professor teaches another class that I was in. They are wonderful. All right, three, two, one, and ad break ended. All right, welcome back. While people were gone, I just sort of yapped um about like my day yesterday, mostly. Uh, that like my shoulders and my arms are a bit sore because I was carrying stuff, even though you'd think that my legs would be what are tired, but I'm used to walking roughly that distance ish that I did in a day. Plus, I took breaks. Like I took a break for lunch. Uh, so you know, not that not that sore from walking. I usually go for morning walks, and it's about that distance. It just took a lot longer because there was also a lot of surveying. Anyways, here's what I said at the beginning, and sort of because I was transitioning to my yapping session. So here's what I'm thinking with the tide pools, right? Mostly platforming. Uh, and actually, let me put kelp forest beginning. There we go. And then bam, and then I can put bam. So tide pools, I want mostly platforming with some swimming at surface of. Hold on. ACE, surface. Hi, my name is Surface. Yeah, I can tell your face is huge. Greetings, this is I, Surface. It's good to see you. Now that I fixed the gain on my headphone, like my headset mic, it's not actually that much different than my. It's not that different from my ingrained microphone on my computer. Honestly, like my main problem with it was that the gain was too damn high. At surface of pools, diving up, puffin into jump over. Guiduck. Is that how you spell that? Guiduck. Of course, I wouldn't have that. Guidu. Oh, it's Geo Duck. Geoduck. Yeah, the Pacific Gooey Duck. Range map. So we don't personally have it here in this state. It's very much a Washington thing, but a lot of the ecosystems I love in the Pacific Northwest are Pacific Northwest and not Oregon specific. Also, Thank God my Twitch finally says pre-rolls are off. It has been telling me pre-rolls on forever, dude. Even though I keep telling it that it's not accurate. Uh, I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna call them clam. I'm not gonna call them oysters. I'm going to call them, clams. Each player if they get too close. All right, makes sense, right? I like that. That could be some fun. You have to jump over it, or else it'll get you. Let me file open so that I can see my concept art real quick, because I've done a lot of concept art so far, and I will be doing more. I will be doing more. Hmm. All right, all right. I know what to add. Sharp barnacles. Is it barnacle? Yes, barnacle. A sharp barnacle as hazards. Sharp barnacles as hazards. All right. Uh, 2 secret challenges for bonus points. There we go. 2 secret challenges for bonus points. Now the Kelp Forest. Am mostly... Not mostly swimming. Entirely swimming. Swimming. I love to swimming. Entirely swimming. A sweet potato. Alright. I will drop my drawing tablet down for now. Entirely swimming. Entering the kelp forest should be a spectacle. 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 I love my pronunciation. Very good. Yes, I am the best at English. I am quite I am quite the aficionado at my own language. Entering the kelp forest should be a spectacle. Wolf eels that reach out for a player. A wolf eels reach out for a player from holes. There we go. All right. What's another one? Once again, I have this open so that I can see. All right. I think a good hazard should be urchins. Urchins act as purple urchins as hazards. Because I think there'll be like little caves and stuff inside. That like give you little stuff. Little caves under sea floor give extra goodies. Little caves under seafloor give extra goodies. There we go. That is awesome. Ah, move in predictable patterns. For player to swim around. There we go. All right. So this gives sort of a concrete a sort of a concrete like list to talk about or to have on tap. Just in case, which I think is good. So now I will be adding back in Krita Capture. Krita Capture. Yeah, that looks about right. Alright. And so I will keep that open, but I will move that, and then I will go to here. And so now, with all of that kept in, hey Gremlin, how's it going? It's good to see you. We're working on some early level design. I did some bullet points in Obsidian to just keep everything in mind while I work on it. It's gonna be like primarily one section and then like a little bit of a second section to sort of feed into the next level. So this first bit will be tide pools, and then this one will be kelp forest. Right, so because the kelp forest at the end will feed into the next level, which will be primarily kelp forest, and then I think it'll start with the like. I'm actually gonna put that lower because there's a little bit of elevation difference because you're like diving into the water. Let me get a fun color like you. So I think the player starts here. Right? The player starts here, and then there's a little like platforming challenge where it's like, can you jump? Muy bien. Right? They have to jump. I think I might truncate that a little bit. I don't know how long I want the levels to be, but I want them to feel good, you know? Oh yeah, so we jump there, and then I think that there's another like little dip here, but this time there is one of the clams, one of the awesome and cool clams. Let me just do a sketch of it real quick. Bam. And then this just sort of go like slowly phases down. And I think here are like three uh not puffins. They're not puffins, they're puffins. Three puffins are up here. And they like swoop down at the player, right? They swoop down at such a way where the player can like jump over them, sort of like a little bit of a timing thing. I'm gonna have to shrink this down because I have more ideas for the level. Right, start, jump, clam, not clam, 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 hazard. There we go, clam hazard, and then it goes down. And then I think here it starts to like combine things together, right? This is not an actual layout thing yet. This is just to get the ideas across right now. We're getting the ideas. Yeah, I'm I'm more of an ideas guy. Here is like water pool so that people can go, "Hey, look, I can there's swimming in this." I think maybe like they have to jump across some stuff, you know, seems kind of cool and awesome. And then like around here, which I might need to truncate some of this again. What's wrong with a little truncation, eh? Ain't never hurt nobody. Nobody being completely unharmed. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty fine. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. I think they might need to start being careful because here, like right around here, might be some sharp barnacles. Make sure that there's plenty of room for them to land. Make sure they can jump high enough out of water. You know, like that's probably a good idea. They can jump. They can't make the jump to here from here, so they have to swim. Have to swim. No jump. Yeah, no jump, have to swim. Barnacle hazard. Barnacle hazard.
Hi, you want in? Hi, miss. Hi, Penelope. What's up? You want in? Yeah.
Barnacle Hazard. Piano Gremlin, how are you doing?
Hi. Meowing at me. How's it going?
Good thing I'm wearing fake pajama pants and socks. Let me rotate. There we go. Bam. I've been doing good. I'm incredibly tired because, like I've been talking about, yesterday I had an all-day trip. I had an all-day trip for school. Started at 9 in the morning, ended in the afternoon, hiking all day. It was amazing. Yeah, and then here sort of brings together all of the ideas, right? All previous hazards together, right? All the hazards together, right? You're building up the basics. You have the clam that you can't get too close to, cause then it'll get you. You have to deal with the three puffins, them diving. You figure out that you can swim here, and then this teaches the player that you can jump out of the water, and to make sure to do it right, because these will mess you up. And then like here you have you have the puffins and the jumping and the swimming and the clams and the barnacles and everything. And then here you get scuba gear. Power up. Amazing, spectacular even. And then somewhere along here, like, you might be able to find again secret caves, secret and cool, awesome caves, that have a couple of fun challenges. Uh, a challenge. Uh, secret. Secret challenge. And then I think somewhere along here is another secret. Again, not the arrow. Don't want to break the design theming for funsies. Secret challenge. Which again, give bonus points. To win this game, you must have victory points. And then the player will dive because they now have the scuba gear. Right? They dive and then they end up in the kelp forest. Let me stretch some. Oh, I'm very sore. And once again, looking at the level 1 design, Kelp Forest, entirely swimming. Entering Kelp Forest should be a spectacle. Full fields that reach out for players from holes. But only a few, I think. Only a few to start out with. Let me go to, I don't know, 36, I think, so that I can erase this properly. Because I think the elevation keeps going down, right? As you're going right, you dive, you're going down a bit further, but it's sort of shallow. And then the next level will be mostly kelp forest, and then you start going into the caves. And then because like the next level will be mostly kelp forest, and then you start getting chased by a shark. And then the level ends once you achieve victory and you run from the shark, but now you're in like the tight like underwater caves. And then you go there and you go down and you're in the abyss. And then you go from the abyss to Clownlantis, and then the final level is the boss. So let me just da 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 ya da 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 you da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. And then this like deep bit here will be wop wop wop. Secret challenge, because I think I want each level to have like 3 secret challenges, all of them giving you some bonus points with the audience in quotes. In this they look sort of evenly spaced, but I'd imagine that that'll change as stuff gets like expanded and truncated in an actual like proper level design shape. Whoa. Eels. There, right? There some wolf eels here and maybe here, so that it's a bit of a hazard. And it's like, oh, what's going on there? Maybe I'm clearly it's clearly more difficult to go there, and then they go down and they go into the secret challenge. And it's like, whoa, secret challenge. Which I think this one will be like a swimming challenge. These two will be platforming challenges. What the challenges are sort of will change based on the level. I think some levels that are entirely swimming will have some platforming challenges to make sure that, like, the player doesn't get, uh, like, too used to swimming and not used enough to platforming in this platformer game. Bam. then I think here is like, I'm just gonna say fish. And then, like, over here, I think it's more fish. Somewhere around here, right? So that they can't just swim too high up. Because, like, all the cool stuff is down here, right? I'm just gonna say, yeah, the top of water. It's shallow. There's kelp. Like I think the fish might actually go close to the surface. So it's like, well, you still have some challenge if you just want to go to the top and sort of avoid everything down here, which is valid. Like it's a valid response. People want to, uh, they want to take fun out of the game. If they find the most efficient answer and it's not fun, they will do the efficient answer that's not fun rather than do the harder thing that's fun most of the time. So I still want to give them some challenge. Like I like fun fish swimming patterns. And like, I still want to make sky in parentheses beautiful. Because, like, imagine you dive, you see all this gorgeous stuff, right? You're going down here, you're like, wait, can I go to the top? You go to the top, and you breach. There's a fun sound effect of, like, breaching the surface, and then you just get to take in the beauty of life. I want this game to be gorgeous. And then down here is like level end, right? Level end. And so, about there is sort of what I want for this level. I will continue to design it more today. This is just a basic thing. I'm not giving up. I'm never give up, never what? Never give up, never what? And Control Shift A in order to wah 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 ba 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 wah ba 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 oh wah ba 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 ba. And I think it was about that. I think the big thing with this is that I don't even know if this is gonna be fun until I actually have uh like an actual like prototype of the level taken care of. But I want to have something. Even though plan never survives confronting the enemy, right? But also, failing to plan is planning to fail. Succeeding to plan is planning to succeed. Awesome. Save as. I'm saving this as something. Clown platformer. Let's see, clown platformer. W1, L1, outline. There we go. All right. And let's see. I am actually going to close these once I feel like we've done enough with level outlines, because I want to do outlines for at least like most of the levels. I might do something different for the boss, what have you. Then we might work on some more power-ups and stuff like that, or I might work on something else. So file, new, create. My eyes, they burn, they burn. This fire is out of control, gonna burn this city, burn this city. This fire is out of control, gonna burn, burn. I, what? I've been fill tooling with a tool that fills with proper color. You know what, fuck it, removing layer, adding layer, background, enter, paint layer, 1, bam. Then with this power I summon, bam. Hi, what's up, miss? What's going on? Alrighty, and then now, if I can, ba 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 da da ba 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 ba. Rita capture, Rita capture. There we go. So that we can get back to this, and then I can go level 2, level 2 design. New note. Level 2 design. Design. Bam. I go to this one. First section of level will be hide pool. Second level will be kill forest. Most of level will be hell forest with ending. Actually, no. First half. Half of level will be kelp forest. Second half of level will be dark chase through urchin wastes. Level and in the caverns. Level ends in the caverns. All right, so here's a basic outline of level 2, right? First half is kelp forest, second half of level is shark chase through urchin wastes. So for context for people who don't really know, there's a big problem in like Pacific Northwest kelp forest of like not enough predators, like not enough sea otters, not enough like sea stars, that sort of thing, to take care of the purple urchins. And so the purple urchins eat all the kelp at the base, which means that there's no kelp anymore, which means that you see this wasteland of rock and urchin with some sea stars, and like all the complex, like beautiful life of the kelp forest is like destroyed. And so I want to sort of show that as like, oh, it's a yeesh. And like, in the kelp forest, there's still gonna be some urchins, because some urchins are healthy. They are native to the ecosystem. It's not like they're invasive, but it's sort of like how deer end up acting when you get rid of all the wolves and the bears in an environment, when they're the ones eating the deer, keeping their populations in check. It's like that. Kelp forest, bam. Urchin wastes. Bam. Caverns. Bam. This is an end of level cutscene where the shark fails to enter the caverns. The caverns after the player. This is an end of level cutscene where the shark fails to enter the caverns after the player. Rocks fall over the entrance, causing everything to fade to black. There we go. So that's what the caverns do. That's all. That's all they do. That's all they are. So the main important things to really think about are the kelp forest and the urchin wastes. However, I apologize. Let me put the critic capture back up real quick so that I can have something on, like, properly on the screen, so that I can, if you will excuse me, put on the "Be Right Back" text. Sit back, relax, enjoy the music, maybe get up, get a snack, get a drink. I will be back shortly, and by shortly, I really, really do mean shortly. Alrighty, I have returned. Let me get rid of the BRB text real quick. Just making sure that I do it on the right scene. There we go, and there we go. How is your Be Right Back break? Honestly, I could have set the ads to start then, but I forgot. Now we will, make Krita invisible once again. And then we will continue doing this design. Hmm. Let's see. Kelp Forest. I kind of want the Kelp Forest section to be, I just kind of want to copy and paste what this says mostly. Cause it's a little bit more of the same thing. But with one addition. Mount. Let's see, how do I put this? Also, let me put my phone up here so I can see chat. Amount of. Hold on, I think something fell asleep. Give me just a moment. There we go. That might not necessarily help anything, but for some reason my not for some reason, but to save on bandwidth and stuff, my tabs have a go to sleep mode. They go eepy Betty by time. And sometimes that includes tabs that I need to be active, like my text to speech, and my stream elements. Not that it needs it, but Uh, urchins increases. Yeah, increases on creating a smooth transition between both sections of the level. Man, the way I said that reminded me of uh the chimpanzees from not Penguins of Madagascar, of Madagascar. Yeah, to Kenya. Alright, ads start in 5 minutes. Alright, this. Quick cutscene. Let's see. Near the end, a shark can be seen swimming in the background. Cutscene. where the shark notices the player and starts charging, or not charging, swimming after them. This starts the chase sequence. And this starts the chase sequence. Very cool and awesome. Dear, dear, do, do. And so now we'll have to, we'll have to figure out the actual design for the chase sequence. But I know generally what I want to happen is over the course of it, there's more debris. There are more urchins that you have to avoid because they damage you, and that's not good because hurting hurts. No duh. Uh, let me take a sip of water. Mm. Some like floating rocks or like rock arches, that sort of thing that you have to also avoid. So it's getting progressively tighter and tighter as well. This starts the chase sequence. Bam. Over the course of the chase, comma, floating rocks and rock arches cause the to get tighter and tighter as it goes on. In the later half, stuff starts falling. Requiring more, not falling, falling, requiring more. Movement. Because I feel like with like the rest of this level and the last like the end of last level, I feel like it might be good to start ramping up the difficulty just a little bit, you know? It's telling me adds in 10 seconds. Not sure if that's actually the case. You'll have to let me know. But just in case, I will wait until it tells me when ads start. And then I will just sort of yap some more. Water. Let me see. In the later half, stuff starts a fire and a miss again and a fire again and a miss again. Stuff starts falling, requiring more difficult movement. I don't know if I want like any enemy hazards in this, because like, you know, besides the actual shark that's chasing, because like you know, these are the urchin wastes. It wouldn't make sense for things to be super bright and vibrant here. The bright vibrancy adds but you know, the bright vibrancy is in the beginning of the level. Now to just yap some more. Hmm. Some stuff that I want to start working on is obviously properly finishing the Far Cry 5 thumbnail because it's a good start. It's a little bit flat. There's a couple of things that I want to do for it. I also want to work on stuff for the game Off because that's going to be next, is playing Off. If I do things right, it it apparently is a 4 to 6 hour game. So I should be able to do it in one stream. If not, then it'll be a two streamer sort of game. And so I want to do the asset work for that, since we still have a good like few streams of Far Cry 5 left, which means we're weeks away. And then but I also want to do stuff for the next game, which is going to be Ori and the Blind Forest. Because I've been meaning to play that forever. And then after this, like the next like loop starts happening, I guess, is the best way to put it. Where like I'm gonna be playing the second Phoenix Wright game. I'm gonna be playing the next like episode of Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. That those two should last a while, so I can probably figure out other games. Um, it would be funny to do the Deltarune, like continue the Deltarune thing with Clockwork Stephanie. There's some other stuff that I have planned. Uh, there's another one which we are lovingly calling Cuck Flippers, uh, which is basically Clockwork Stephanie playing and me being in the cuck chair for House Flippers. That'll be fun. There's also Disco Elysium with Potato Jeremy, which will take a little bit of work to do for the models, but I think that will turn out wonderful. I think that'll turn out great. Uh, there's a lot of stuff I want to do, and there's a lot of stuff I realize like I could do at any time. Like also, by the way, welcome back from ads, everybody. Uh, I was just while the ads were happening, I was just having a break from this, yapping about stuff that I want to do, and I'll give a quicker rundown because I don't want people to miss it. So my Tuesdays and my Thursdays are going to continue the same until that stuff is done, right? So I'm still gonna be doing One Piece fan art and D&D world building, as well as game design stuff like I'm doing now, obviously. But then on Sundays, after Far Cry 5 is done, I'm gonna do Off. I'm gonna play Off, which might be a 1 or 2 stream thing. I'm going to then play Ori and the Blind Forest, which I absolutely love. I have not beaten the game yet, but this will give me a chance to like beat the game, which will be awesome. Then the second loop will start. So like continuing some series that I want to work like continue, like playing the second Phoenix Wright game. I absolutely adored the first game, and I would love to play the second game, as well as doing episode 2, Attack of the Clones, 100%ing Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. There's a bunch of other stuff that is like no particular order. There's some stuff that I'll stop everything for once they come out, like for instance, the In a Dream Barbecue, and like the next installment of Team Switch's Underswap, for instance. Those two things I'm very excited for, and I will drop everything to play, even if I don't like have any models and stuff or anything prepared for it. I do for In a Dream Barbecue. I have the frog model still, which I'm still really happy with. I think it's one of the first models that I made that I was like actually super happy with. Anyways, continuing with this. I actually think that this is pretty done, in terms of this level, so I will go back to Krita on YouTube, Krita on, Twitch, there we go, and then I will go back to it proper, and then we will go to BAM. Alright, sick. And then, so, let me do the basic rundown, I think. Not rundown, but like the basic layout. So here's like the first half, right? Here's the first half. And then here's the second half, which is going to be the chase. Help Forest. That is a weird R. Let me redo it. I'm gonna be mad at myself if I don't. Forest. And then the urchin waste. There we go. Help Forest Urchin Waste. Very cool and awesome. Don't mind me while I move my headset, which I am using for the mic right now. Don't mind me. I am itchy, and I hope that me moving where the microphone is doesn't really affect anything. Kelp Forest, Urchin Waste, transition zone. This is where the boys become the women. Transition zone. I mean, also when the girls become men, but you know. Yeah, you gotta represent the trans men out there. They're not represented enough, I think, proportionally. Because we live in patriarchy and we see masculinity as the default, and so there, and like something to be aspiration, like aspired to, not aspiration to, aspired to, and so it's less like it's a bit less of a transgression, quote unquote, to be a trans man versus a trans woman, because the inherent cultural ideas. Why would you give up being a man, the like top dog in society, to be a woman? And that breaks the whole hierarchy. That's why trans women are always focused on more in sort of transphobic speech and stuff like that. I don't know why it turned into that conversation, but that's something I just thought of. Just a slight example of my twisted mind. Phoenix, right? It's me. Miss... Miss... Mr. Red White of Blue Corp. Everybody get in the way! Right, so, and then... Layer 2. And then it starts like WAP, and then, you know... It goes like this, and once the uh base gets like once this gets deep enough, let me actually do a straight line for once, right? And then like this is just a quick example here. This is how the I'm tapping my head to come up with words. Once it gets deep enough, it'll go from like The top collision being like here where you can see the surface to like down here where it's like you can't go any higher. You can no longer see the surface. You're going deeper, right? That's sort of the idea. And this is not gonna be. This is not proportional to the actual level. Once again, this is just the representational. I guess is the way to put it. It's representational. Hmm. Water is yummy. And then let me bap, bap, level end. Oh, I didn't put an arrow last time. Let me fix that. I want to keep the formatting the same. Level end. Yeah, that's the level end. This is. How did I format this section? I did it! Level start. Okay, level end, level start. And I definitely think for the sake of loading things in, that's why these levels are the way they are. Uh, oh, I haven't even designed the back rooms yet. Not the back rooms, but like the backstage. Which I think will have a level select that you can go back and forth in. I think because like each of these is a performance, so it makes sense that everybody afterwards would need a break, would need to recuperate, would need to double up on their on like what they have to do, that sort of thing. Uh, eat, what have you. Do all sorts of stuff. I didn't want to open up Obsidian right now. All that sort of goody goody. Again, I opened Obsidian because it was it's the rightmost thing in my taskbar. Yippee! Let's see how things went here. So I think that most of like I think all three of the secret challenges will have to be here, or like at least or at the most here, because this is a chase sequence. They will not really have like I would be annoyed if it was like, oh, this is the chase, and then I have to in the chase, I have to go into the secret nook and go into the door, and then get to the thing, and then do the thing, and then once I'm out, I have to start the chase over again, or I have to resume from where I went. Like that's just annoying. And so, like I said, all of them will be here. Let me see how I formatted this. Okay. Whop. Right, and so I want to have a little bit of an uppy and then a little less of an uppy and then sort of a little bit of a pit, a Brad Pitt. Hi, I'm Brad. I'm also Brad. Welcome to our pit. It's the Brad Pit. I don't know if this will have like a fun secret like challenge in there, but it'll definitely I realize I've realized my mistake, but I can only go forward. I cannot go back. but and like I do think there will be something cool in there. I just haven't decided what yet. But I want there to be a little thing, almost to sort of hint that hey, it's gonna be cave soonish. You know. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. And then have a bit more of a a taller thing here, and then it just it goes slowly down, and that you uh very like a very comfortable sort of down. Maybe it has a little bit less challenge to sort of lull the player into a bit of like confidence, like, oh, it's nice and peaceful. Hey, oh, there's a shark up there, and it's very pretty hot. Oh my god, it's a chase sequence. Yeah, that'd be very cool and awesome, I think. Let me go to Wolf. Eels. Bam. Bam. Bam here as well. I think there might be... No, 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 no. You don't want to get too frequent with them. Urchins, bam. I think urchins there. And then I think down here in like the pit, there's like more urchins. Maybe no, no, not urchins. What a load of barnacles. Barnacles. Bam. And so like there's the barnacles, and then here's like fish, right? Barnacles, fish. Right there, right? Makes perfect sense to me. Maybe some more fish. What'd be interesting is if, yes, there's a cave here, but what if here there's another secret little entrance, and then you go to... Let me make that bigger. Secret challenge through the mountain. Secret, 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 secret tunnel, secret tunnel, secret tunnel, 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 secret, 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 secret tunnel. Oh, wait, no, 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 no. I have an even better idea. What if there are two, right? But the chase at the end gives you the additional points of doing one. Because you just did something hard, it gives the players a little bit... dropping my stylus. A little bit of an extra reward. My kingdom, everything's falling apart. Right, like, I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool and awesome. But yeah, so like urchins here makes that a little bit difficult. I put something, I'm just gonna say something cool, right? There's something cool there. In this pocket, there's something cool there. There's a secret challenge here. Then I think maybe here, like on the upslope, you have to like avoid the wolf eels. And then you do another challenge. I realized something cool I could do with the next level, because the next level will be like in the caverns, right? Is have the level like that level actually be a lot more vertical versus horizontal. To sort of go, yes, see, you're really going down now. You're really like you're going deeper and deeper into the abyss, into the deep dark of the ocean. Things are getting scary. You're claustrophobic. Uh, you know, there's something in there with you, maybe, and then caverns, right? And then at the end, boom! Dark Souls 2 opening up in a Majula moment. Bam! Light. Clown Landis. Platforming again. Bright colors. Cool, awesome shit. And then the final boss, which introduces the mechanics that'll be like the in-between world mechanics, right? That's my cool, awesome, epic idea. Let me get more water. Ugh. Level in. Right there. Okay. And then I think, I can go, oh yeah, see, there's this thing here, and then blam, blam, schwang-a-lang. And then I think that this will go up, like, maybe high enough so that once, like, if the players try and get there, the bounds will stop them, but it looks like it keeps going. And then maybe bop, 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 so that this is sort of like an arch, right? They can clearly pass through it. If they really want, they could go over. And I think over, like, in here is, like, if they manage, bam, bam, something cool. Right, so, like, this is the intended way. It's a little easier, but, if they want, they can go over. And then if they do, they get rewarded. I think that'd be awesome. This is gonna take different forms, but this is about basic ideas. Erchin waste, right? There's a little bit of a fine thing there. They have to go through there, or like there, or like again over there. And there's just gonna be a bunch of urchins everywhere, so they can't like touch a lot of the walls. Maybe they can touch some walls, and that's a clue. Like, hey, you can get through here. There's no urchins. And then I think, like stuff that's here, right? Stuff will spawn behind this and then fall down, and then it'll block this, and then level ends as things fade to black, and then celebration screen where like the audience applauds to the amount of cool you did during the level, and then you get the points, and then stuff like that, and then like you go into the backstage, and then you unlock the next level, and then bam. Which we will design the backstage. I don't know if we'll do that today. I kind of want to end after like 3 hours because again I'm tired. But if I'm feeling it, I'll. Wait, no, I have a tabletop game to play today. It's Friday. So maybe not. I'll try and cram as much as I can into this. We're making wonderful progress. I think a lot of the challenge inherently will come from it being a chase, but I think like around like here, right? Right around here. Falling debris. Falling debris. Right, so the falling debris happens right around there. Uh, right here's like a chase. You have to outswim the shark. And then you have to like you have to get around that, right? And then you have to like over through these, which is like tight and difficult, and then end the level. If you're fast and know what you're doing, I don't want these levels to take a while, but they should have challenge to them, and they should be fun enough for people to want to replay to get all of the points and the challenges and things like that. Hmm. Let me pop myself real quick. There we go. Awesome. No obsidian. Fun and cool assets, end of level. Okay. I feel like this is good enough to like save. Create a document. Let's see. Clown platformer. W1 dash L2 underscore outline. Save. And then bam, we have level 2. Right, we have the basics of level 2. We know what we want now. Mostly. I think like near the beginning actually, like around here, and then it fades even more until like there's no enemies. Honestly, I think I might give a little bit of space between the falling debris and the like yeah, fish patterns, falling debris, and then a tight corridor, and then there we go. All right. Don't want to get things too complicated. This is my first video game that I'm creating, and I'm doing it all by myself. Hmm. Now, I want to make sure that I'm not like the next Yandere Dev or Pirate Software, where I'm an asshole that never actually finishes his game. Uh, that's why I want to do the chapter releases, where it's like, okay, here's something for people to enjoy, and then I'm going to work on the next something for people to enjoy, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and then hopefully something will actually be released from it, you know? I feel like I could definitely work on the next level. So once I save this again, save you clown, bam, then We will do another one. So first, file, new, bam. No, I'd rather not open another file. This is the file I want to open. I mean, if Critter has access to the Epstein files, I'd like to open those and then, get everything. You know? Okay, what? Once again, I need to remove this layer. I need to make you background. And then I need to do add layer. And then on this one, I need to bam. There we go. You couldn't see, but I was moving my hand slowly, and when I reached this, pointing straight forward at the screen, it turned the iconic tan color that I use. So let's just say I'm epic and cool. I should have made this a vertical canvas. Hold on. I should have made this vertical because this is gonna be a mostly vertical level. 2700 and then 4800. 4800. There we go. All right. Oh, awesome! It turned into a D-pad. Enter that, and then bam, and now we lock. Now we armor lock. And I think once again, this level turns into is divided into two segments. I seem to really like doing that. I seem to really like having them be two segments that either starkly transition with like a cutscene or something, verse, or like smoothly transitions and then suddenly the gameplay changes. Right? That is stuff that I enjoy doing. I find it quite pleasant. Quite pleasant. I think once I do the like full outlines of all these levels, get a little bit more of the concepts done for it, I think I could just start trying to actually game develop. Do like programming and game development category, and then sort of go from there. I'd need to update my Godot canvas, and then hook that up to YouTube to show what's going on. But you know, I think we might be at that stage where you can properly start working on like the movement, the sort of state machine, uh, like the basics of movement. Get some very basic like blocking, like prototyping of some levels. Get all that stuff working, and then I think once we have that down in a state where it is like it feels good, or at least feels good to me. Then like I can start making it a little bit more pretty. Then I can put it on itch and maybe Steam if I can swing the money. As like a an alpha, sort of a test. Like, hey, please make sure to, if you like this, make sure to leave feedback, so that I can improve it. See what you guys like about it. See all that sort of stuff, right? Take that feedback, improve it, bug fix, finalize the art, and then release it. Like I think I think that we could release this game, like at least the first world, relatively soonish. By soonish, I mean like I don't know if it'll be by the end of the year that we release it, but maybe next year. I don't know. It depends on how much progress we make. Anyways, let me go back to this, and then there is level. Up here is like level start. There we go. You could probably tell that my handwriting is very influenced by cursive. By the way, I go like how did I do it? I was like that. I just got a message. I'm saying, yeah, absolutely. Bam, there we go. And boom. All right. It was just an invitation from a friend to play Gmod before, like, after the stream, but before the session. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Make sure that's more readable. Submissive and readable. I want your paper submitted and readable. And then I think there should be like a little bit of. Let me fix this a little bit. Paint layer 2 down. Paint layer 1. Splendid. This one will be a little bit more in depth because like eh, maybe not in depth. Who knows? But like there's definitely not more in depth. But I mean like the layer 1 being a little bit more in depth. I'm gonna make it a little bit more vague than that, I think. Whoop, whoop. Right, there's like this vague snirkle, and then they go a bit to the right. I know we're going a lot to the right here, but it makes sense in terms of the structure of both the plot and of the world, as well as like the world structure where you're going from one place to another. Like I think there might be. I don't know. I think in reality, it's probably a little bit more like you're going around in a little bit of a circle rather than like you're going in a straight line. But this is a 2D platformer, so there's only so much of that you can say. Like there's only so much of that you can actually show. All right, so here's basic structure. I think like wrong layer. And like also, if I really need to, I can stretch these ideas out to more levels, right? Like I could have a dedicated level be the chase. I could have like a much more dedicated kelp forest section like level. I could do an earth, I can do a caverns level and then a abyss level, like abyssal caverns level, and then I could have, like I could separate them into more, but my want is for it to be like 5 levels, including the boss. That's what I'm looking for because then I can, it's a reasonable size. I can work on that, right? 5 is a good number to work on. And polish and release as one person, right? I am again, I am one person working on this. Oh yeah, and another thing I'll have to do, which will be also on Fridays, once like we get to that, is working on the music. Begone, level 1 and level 2. I want level 3. I think there's like a little bit, sort of to symbolize like you're at the bottom. Probably here, there it flattens out a little bit because I think that'd be cool. Why do I talk with my hands so much when nobody can see my hands? Why do I do this? None of you can see my hands waving, and I want to keep it that way. And then here's like, sort of a transition zone. I think maybe this is like a proper, not proper door, but like, it's a proper, like, you're in one area versus you're in the other area. I think generally, right, there's a bit of a flat section here, and then it drops off, and then it goes there. Right, maybe, or, Freddy Five Bear, or. It goes something like that, maybe? Like, generally speaking, and then it has some, like, false offshoots. Like, maybe one up here as well. A couple of these could have, like, the secret challenge here. Like, I think that'd be cool. And then, like, this one, like, down here, and then, this is all subject to change, I'm just having, like, current ideas. And then this one, I think, is a little bit more linear, but I think there might be something in there with you. Like if I think there might be something in there with you, hi Muppet. You've heard of Elmo, get ready for Eve Elmo. Is evil. I realized something. Something powerful. What if it's a stealth segment? What if this is a stealth section and it's not... Well, I mean, it could be a bit difficult. This is level 3 of 5, right? This is the halfway point of the world. And then there's that, and I'm going to go bap bap. Clown Lantis. Cut scene. Clown Lantis cutscene here, right? End of level. Clown Lantis cutscene. You go through it, and then BAM! I think around, like, here, you start to see, like, some more architecture. Start to see architecture. Start to see architecture, like your columns, your arches, your that sort of thing. So go, is something gonna happen? Oogity boogity boogity boogity. And then they see stuff. That's cool. What if I lower the opacity and then I make a new layer? I think I'm gonna do that. Maybe like, a wider segment here, maybe. A big part of this level is sort of, I want to manifest a little bit, like, some fears I have. Like, I have a fear of caves. I realized this when I went into a cave, and it was completely dark, nothing was there. my footing was unsure because it was like all loose shale and rubble underneath, and I was absolutely fucking terrified. And I realized, hey, I don't like this, and I never want to go back. I never want to go underground like that in real life again. And so, like, mixing that, like, first section and second section with that and a little bit of my fear of the deep ocean, sort of get some of that in there. But, like, having earlier where the sun was shining properly and everything shows what I love about the ocean. I love the sea life. I love I love the beautiful ecosystems that you can see in that part of the ocean, and then you get to the abyss, and the abyss terrifies me. I realized something. Let me undo some of this because I realized I forgot to do ba 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 ba. Let me make the critter capture invisible once again because I realized we forgot. New note. Level 3 design. Bam. Bam, there we go. Awesome. The caverns. And then the abyss. And then the abyss will still be caverns. Because, like, just having it be open nothing would be boring. Right? It would be scary, but it would be boring. Bam. Right, and then... this level is much more vertical. It's vertical. There we go. Forces you to fight vertical and horizontal. The level is much more vertical than previous. Than the previous levels. No, previous levels. Thank you, Traveler's Encore. I love you so much as a song. You're my favorite song in the entire soundtrack. You move me, and you move me ugly. So good. This level is much more vertical than previous levels. How did I state this? The first half of the level is the caverns. How did I format? Yeah, first half. Second half of level is the abyss. The caverns are tight and claustrophobic. Is it claustrophobic? Me when I'm scared of Klaus. Oh dear God! Oh dear God, it's Klaus. It's Sinterklaas. I'm terrified. I've been naughty this year. Let me get water. For the last time. Let me actually make this the first and foremost still, because yes, and awesome and cool. This level is mostly. Wait, no, I should put it up in somewhere else. Where did I put that? Oh, mostly swimming with platforming secret challenges. Boom. There we go. And that's how you keep that platforming fresh. That platforming cool and awesome and epic. Mostly slimming makes you skinny. But like not like losing weight. That's not what I mean. I mean I take you along the x-axis and I scrunch it thin. Just all right. Mostly swimming and platforming secret challenges. Swimming with platforming secret challenges. Uh, Stalagmites and stalactites. Of course, that's not how you. Of course, that wasn't how you spelled that. I spelled it wrong, but I can't see how I spelled it wrong. I may have just put a wrong letter there. Not even know. Stalagmites and stalactites are the main hazards. Let me see. You know what would be a fun hazard? Electric jellyfish. Move it. Oh wait, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. I mean that would be fun, but also you don't want it to be too much like Rayman. And I'm remembering Sea of Serendipity, exactly how it functions in my mind. Emphasis on how it functions in my mind. Ads start in 5 minutes. Let me go to what is let me see. Uh Pacific Northwest. Pacific Northwest eels. I don't want the Pacific lamprey. I don't know what. I Willamette River has eels. According to the Confederated Tribes of Siletz. Eel harvesting at dawn rekindles tribal connection to Pacific lamprey. Oh, it's Pacific lamprey. That is just not what I'm looking for. I don't want Pacific lamprey. It's not an eel. I know we have. Hold on. Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. They would know. Lamprey, Oregon lamprey, marine sport fish, eel-like, lamprey. What? Monkey face prickleback, my main man, my buddy, my pal, my chum. I love that guy. Weatherfish. That is an invasive species. Uh, Scientific paper. It is man, it's really just wolf eels that are like our actual eel. That is very interesting. So what do I have swimming in patterns to make it more difficult and have there be timing stuff in the caverns that's not just like, oh no, rocks are falling more. Right? But like, something's in there and cool and awesome. Let me look up something real quick. Sea lion caves, sea lion caves, sea lion caves. I could have them be sea lions. Oregon sea lion species. Give them to me. I give them to me, Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. You are a very trusted source. I believe in you, wholeheartedly. Seals and sea lions. Northern fur seal, Steller sea lion. Oh yeah, we do have the Steller sea lion. Those are way too big. Those are way too fucking big. California sea lion, northern elephant seal, Pacific harbor seal. I've seen most of these in real life, except for the northern elephant seal. I've never seen one of those. I have never seen one. You know what? Let's have them be a California sea lion. Give me one swimping. I'm swimping. I'm swimping. Oh, they're so goofy. Oh, they're so goofy, silly. They would kill me in an instant if they were hungry. Because they're sea lions. They can both be very loving and also want to kill you, and that may be the same individual. That just happens with a lot of animals. That's not like a moral thing. I'm not saying, hey, look at this evil animal. Sea cave ecosystem. There has to be an ecosystem in them. Hey, that image isn't a. isn't a Tillamook Sea Cave. I recognize that from Windows 10 showing me. I might end up showing you guys images of this shit just cause, like, some of this shit is, like, very beautiful, but also kind of horrifying. Like, I've actually been here, like, not into the cave, but I've been, like, outside of it, I think. I've definitely been outside of a sea lion cave. Which a lot of the sea caves in Oregon, a lot of the seals and sea lions like to be inside. So you might not want to go into those sea caves just in case, because maybe there are some angry seal and sea lion mothers, and you're getting real close to their pups. You're getting way too close. There's like one where it's like safe, because like they've made it safe. There's like a section far away from where the sea lions actually go, where there's like platforms and stuff. I might not show you actually, because I mean it's pretty, but it's not what I'm looking for, because it's all on the surface. The good thing I was rambling around now because the ad break started, and I'm glad I didn't make any actual progress on things. Wham, bam, perhaps even shang-a-lang. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And ad break has ended. Welcome back, everybody. It's great to see you back from advertisements. It's also interesting that it says that the actual viewership is lower when the ad break is happening, even though you're still here. That is not a problem, by the way. I am glad everybody is here that shows up. I mean this genuinely. It is just an interesting quirk of the system that I'm noticing. Uh, during the ads, I ended up rambling about sea lion caves because I'm trying to figure out what I can put. Is this like I could put something where it's like a mythological thing, because we are getting closer to Clownlantis, and everything before has been like the local sea coastal ecosystem, right? It has been real life animals. It's people in suits, right? It's people in suits and stuff, but like ostensibly it has been animals, right? It has been uh, it, and then now you're getting to Clownlantis, which is a lot more like fantastical, mythological, like it's the ancient city of Clownlantis. It once sank into the deep because of their hubris. Hmm. There we go. More water. Amazing. I think I'm gonna finish writing for level 3, and then I might call it, because I have a thing I want to do with friends, like I said. And also there's the session, and I'm tired. So let us continue, gamers. Alright. Our creatures. Not sure what yet. And leaving for work soon? Alright. Also, I noticed that you were just sort of sitting here vibing, sort of lurking. I just want everybody to know who's watching, either now when it's live or as a VOD. That is completely okay. Just make sure to put it maybe like a high or something to let Twitch know that you exist. Other than that, it's all good. It's all good. You can just sit here, listen to me talk, and enjoy the time. No pressure. And if Twitch just allowed it to, people to be in and watch and that to count, then I would say that's all you have to do. Twitch is being very silly. Creature's not sure what yet. Uh, I was trying to get Rocksmith to work with my guitar amp. Ooh. Let me see. Rocksmith. Oh, is it sort of like Rock Band? Yeah, it looks like rock. It looks a bit like Rock Band, but like with an actual like thing with actual guitar strings. Oh, that's sick. Something to do with voice meter. Listen, man, I had a one of my friends, like wanted to do some shit with voice mod. Yeah, voice mod. You reminded me. It was voice mod. I think not voice meter. And it just kept being a problem because like it wouldn't work with anything properly. It cost a subscription, and all around it was not worth what it was doing. At least to us, voice meter might be good for me to have if I want to do some more weird editing, like audio stuff in the future. I have not set that up yet. I'm thinking about it. Because it allows you to separate the different like audio inputs into different tracks, which is really good for recording. If you want to separate like your game audio from your vocal audio from another person's vocal audio, that sort of stuff. So yeah, again, looking into it, I think I actually tried it out some years back, and it was a little bit funky. And then I was like, I don't want to learn it because this was like years ago. This was when I started thinking about wanting to create content but wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. Like I've wanted to be some sort of content creator for a while. It's just that like I wanted to be I started wanting to be a streamer, and then I let it sit for like maybe a year, saw if I still wanted to do it. And then after that, about a year, I was like, yeah, okay, I actually think I want to do this. Which again is different from wanting to do it in practice versus actually wanting to do it in theory. But I'm very glad that it turned out that I just genuinely love doing this. I love talking people's ear off and having people like coming to be like, hey, you look pretty cool, and wanting to listen, and showing people the cool stuff that I do and make. It's awesome. Also useful for it when you want to blast meme music over voice chat. Yeah, no, exactly. Uh, yeah, no, it is very useful for that, I'd imagine. Plus, it probably helps with like a soundboard, right? Like I'd imagine you have a soundboard, you hook it up to voice meter, and then you could just put that into like I don't know, Discord or whatever. TeamSpeak, I think also works. I haven't used that. It's very nerdy. It's incredibly nerdy. Uh if Discord continues to do like horrible bullshit, maybe I'll look into it, but right now Discord's good enough for like the needs of just my friends and I. Yeah, that's fine. Not sure what yet. Swim around in patterns to which require timing require a proper timing from the player. There we go. I think like just having this could like do an be an entire like half a level, even an entire level. Stalagmites and stalactites are the main hazards. Creatures not sure what's from around in patterns which require proper timing from the player. Uh, I could add something else. Ah, anemone type things also act as hazards in key places, re requiring uh tight control of swimming. I like that I'm making the first world of this a water world, a funny and awesome ocean world because famously hard to do in video games, hard to do them satisfying. And so if I can do it right? If I can do a good and proper like ocean world as the first world, which is of the first game that I am making, then that means that it's good and that, it's a project to believe in. Eh. Imagine if I go like years of progress, right? And then I suddenly discover, hey, this kind of success. You're going to lose points. Is that okay? The abyss is more open than the caverns. In the background, there is a big sea monster. I think it's a different sea monster than the one you fight as the final boss, I think. Or maybe it's the same one. Maybe it's the same one, and you have to, like you have to hide from it. Who the player must hide from. Stealth segment. And I think doing that and having like interesting enough level design would make the entire segment like interesting enough on its own, which I think, is awesome and cool. Uh the sea monster is the first introduction of the world's final boss. What did I do? Caverns. Okay, yeah, so that's good for that. Clownlantis. Bam. Once the player goes through the level exit, once the player goes through the level exit, there is a DS2 entering Majula segment. where there's suddenly bright light and a shot of the underwater city. Before there we go. Okay, so that is level 3. I'm not gonna like finish doing the drawing of the level, like basic bit of the level today. Um, but just to review what we've done so far, I will save it though. Let me save ya clown. Clown clown former W1 dash L3 underscore outline. Save. Bam. Alrighty. So we have done the outline for level 1, the outline for level 2, and started the outline for level 3 while also fully like writing out what we want for all 3 of these levels. And so I know it's ending way earlier than I normally would compared to like the past week or so. I apologize for that, but it is time to do the ending read. So I've been Bajongles. You can find me over here on Twitch Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. I'd much appreciate a follow. Speaking of follow, you can follow me over on Blue Sky and Tumblr, both at BigBoyArt1, username Bajongles. And if you'd be so kind, I'd much appreciate it if you join the Discord. It's either !Discord in the chat, or if you're on YouTube, it's in the description down below. Speaking of YouTube, hi YouTube. If you like this, make sure to like and subscribe. We will be back on Sunday for more Far Cry 5. It is one of my favorite games that I've played on stream so far. Not the absolute favorite, but definitely really high up there. Absolutely love the game. It's some of my best moments that I've done so far. And then on Monday, I'll be on the Discord for Multiplayer Monday. And then on Tuesday, we'll be returning to Zoro fan art. Because I've made a little bit of progress off camera because we did sort of, we did skip that week because of the Bendython. And I wanted to, not have it be behind a week on progress. Plus, I was procrastinating on another thing. But that's unimportant. So with that, it has been a wonderful time. I will catch you all on the flip-flop. Bye-bye!